A car out of walk. I pray this devil died and get every evil thing the Lord got to give. And listen, I know you look at us in the state we in right now. Come here, Shahala. Come here, Shahala. I know you look at us in the state we in right now. Black people on drugs, and we suffering and dying. And I know it seems like you can do whatever you want to this people. I know it seems like this, but the time for glorifying yourself is soon at an end.
Shalom, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah Barakathon. My brothers, Yahweh Shemal and Thun Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah, my sisters. I'm Priest and Officer Rakab of the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under Commander General Yohana. Right now, we out here in Dudley Station in the Boston area. You know what I'm saying? About to drop the truth on these brothers and sisters a little bit, hand out some flyers and all that, and ask them a few questions about Halloween. You know what I'm saying? So come roll with us.
One west till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. One west till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. They ain't scaring me.
Did you ever attend church, or are you currently attending it?
My whole family's Muslim, so I've been in church since birth.
Okay, so your whole family's Muslim?
Yeah.
So church or the Muslim mosque?
Muslim mosque.
Okay, so you've been going to the Muslim mosque. Now, another question that I have for you, right? Let's say your daughter or something like that, you know what I mean? Let's say, and I don't even want to put you in the mix. What's good, bro? I don't even want to put you in the mix, but let's say there's a brother, he got a daughter, you know what I'm saying, and she's coming home from school. She might be doing an after-school program or something like that, right? So she got to come through Dudley Station late night, right? Let's say there's a brother out here, he's real disorderly. He might be off drugs or something like that, right? And he offered the little sister some candy or $1 or a toy or something like that. You know, things that kids like, right? You know what I mean? Do you think that sister should take that candy from that brother or that toy or whatever, what have you, from that strange man?
That's actually self-explanatory.
No, but if you could, you know.
If I could,
Yeah.
I taught all my kids from the oldest to the youngest don't accept candy or food or money or from anyone on earth that's not
right.
their mother, father, or niece, aunt, nephews, and it has been acknowledged and known as me, the father, and the mother.
Right.
So, how you doing, sir? No, thank you. Have a nice day.
That's right.
Done deal.
You would say, what did you
Walk
say?
off.
My fault. What did you say? That's what most parents teach their kids?
Not
That they
all.
shouldn't talk.
Not
Not all, but majority of parents
Majority.
should mostly
If they-
teach
if
their
they're
kids.
a parent.
I know my parents taught me that. You know what I'm saying? Your parents taught you that, Rob? How about you, Bree? How about you, Ward?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Hey, a lot of brothers been taught that. You know what I'm saying? How about you? Did your parents teach you not to talk to strangers when you was little? You know what I'm saying? Straight like that. So now, another thing that I want to ask you with that being said, or just put you on to, right?
Okay.
Did you know that there was like 3,700 sex offenders in the Boston area? That includes Dorchester, Mattapan, Roxbury, Rosendale, South Boston.
Stop you there. All over the world, there's fucked up people.
I understand.
God-forsaken people.
I understand.
People that was probably had shit done to them when they was children, so they turned around, or in turn turned around. Well, this would happen to me, so I want to do this to the next person. I want to see if I can get over on this person, get her in my house and do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Right. No, I understand. I agree with that. Yeah, just don't let nobody cut through out here. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so I understand what you're saying. So with that being said though, right? Do you think parents should allow their children to celebrate Halloween, meaning going out and trick-or-treating or things of that nature?
Well, on the basis of children, you would want kids to be kids, but if you would want kids to be kids, you would be there with the kids, which means if they're going on trick-or-treating, you go with them trick-or-treating. Whether it's the mother, the father in the picture, or both parents in the picture,
Right.
we're gonna go with you. We're gonna chill, we're gonna do the stroll, we're gonna walk, we're gonna get our little candy, whatever, we're gonna examine, check out the candy, what's going on with the candy, who put what in the candy. If there was nothing in the candy, then everything's good, everything's cool. So every house you went to, you examine the candy, whatever's in the candy, and examine which house or which person gave you the candy. And that's how you can determine, okay, well, you know what? It was a razor blade in the fucking Snickers candy bar. Right. This lady gave me the razor blade at this house. Right. Me? Would I be aggressive and do some fucked up shit? Probably not. I call police. Right. This is the house. This is the candy that it came from. My kids went to this house. If y'all can go check these people out. We don't know what's going on, but this is what happened. And we opened up the fucking Snickers candy bar, and there was some weird shit. We pulled it out, cracked open the candy bar, and it was a fucking razor blade or some kind of substance that didn't look right in the candy.
Now, with that being said, right? You know, everybody's parents did that. Did a little check when they come back from trick or treating or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you happen to identify a razor blade or something, you know that's no good, right? Boom. But when you're aware that just last year, there's several instances where candy was being laced with drugs, meaning meth was one, and weed edibles. A 2-year-old ate weed as edibles, got hospitalized, you know what I'm saying, and they found the weed in their system. And the same thing for a 5-year-old, was hospitalized after eating Halloween candy with meth in the candy. You know what I'm saying? Now, how would you identify that candy? You know what I'm saying? Don't you think it would just be safer to keep a child in the house?
You could, but then you're kind of taking away from the children's time as far as being a child. So you're keeping them away from Halloween. So then, since they didn't go to Halloween as they was children, whatever, then when they get older, they might want to do other different shit when no one's around, no parents or nothing. So they're like, well, I can do whatever the fuck I want to do. I can go buy whatever I want to buy and eat whatever I want to eat. There's no one around to see it. And then they turn up dead. Then you say, well, damn, why the fuck, why wasn't I there? I was off on that day. I was on my day off at work. So why couldn't go there and walk with them however far they walked? Right. Wherever house they visited, I should have been standing right there, and my daughters and my wife should have been standing right there.
Based on you saying that, right? Now, you do agree that it's the parents' responsibility to make sure that a child is safe when they are a child, correct?
100%.
Now, when a child becomes an adult, right? Is there anything that you can tell them what they can and can't do?
You can't tell them what they can or cannot do, but you can guide them.
Right. And the choice is up to them at that point.
The choice is up to them. You can't stop.
But there was a point in time where you did have full control over them, right?
Not full control, 110%.
That's what I'm talking about, brother. You see what I'm saying? So now, who would be responsible after the fact?
As they're 19, 20, 21.
When you have 110% control, right? Who's responsible for their safety?
The mother and father.
Right. When you don't have 110% control, who's responsible for their safety?
Well, 50% is the parent and 50% of the children. Because your children, from the day they was born to the day they die, as long as you live it until you leave this earth, you're supposed to still check on them. Dude, I'm 45 years old. My mother still calls and checks on me.
Children should honor their mother and their father, you know what I'm saying, and respect what they say, as long as they telling them, you know, what's the right thing to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, in today's society, is that what you have? When a child becomes 18, right? You know, they can go out there and do whatever they want.
There's different scenarios to that, which is some of the scenarios is, do they still follow up on their children? Or, you're grown now, you gotta get out of my house, you gotta leave and bounce, yeah. And listen, I wanna live my life, whatever. It depends upon the children. Then that depends upon how the parents was brought up and raised. Then they in turn raise children. So it's hard to govern that. It depends upon the type of parent you are.
Right. So now, the last question I'll ask you, right, is, in your time attending the Muslim mosque, did they ever teach you anything against Halloween? they ever teach you not to celebrate Halloween? Or did they say you should celebrate?
Well, in the Muslim religion, they don't celebrate Halloween. They don't celebrate Christmas. They don't celebrate Halloween, and they don't celebrate Christmas. But a lot of Muslim families, well, me speaking, I do that because I have kids, and kids love Halloween. Kids love Christmas. So by them being children, you want them to grow up at least in the sense that, well, my dad and mom, if it wasn't my dad, it wasn't my mom. If it wasn't my dad, it wasn't my mom. It was both of us. They took us out to Halloween and took us to places and so on and so on, and they was there for us. And they watched over us, and they said, okay, well, do not touch none of the candy, don't eat nothing. Let us bring it home, open it up, see what's in there. If it looks good, it looks all right. If the packaging wasn't ripped and torn out, or it looked like it was kind of altered, then it might be safe.
I appreciate your time, brother.
No problem.
I've recently been in a Christian church within last year, but am I a regular in a Christian church? No, I'm not.
No sweat, no sweat. All right, smooth. So moving on to the next question, right? Now, you got so let's say a parent, right? They have a child. That child goes to school, right? On route to school or coming from school, there's a strange man, somebody that child doesn't know, right?
You told me, listen, when you see a thing, you don't have to get physical because of her, but I don't want to have the subject. I wish I could even elaborate on this right now, know where it left me, because certain things we just don't do because we have someone who understands from a distance, but that's a whole nother conversation or a whole nother day. So I would love to tell you where I was as a female and certain things I wasn't going to do because he wasn't getting a third time. Facts. But go ahead, finish what you saying.
I understand. No sweat. So now let's say that strange man offered the child some candy or a toy or something like that, or maybe even a piece of candy to get inside of the car with him. Do you think that child should go in the car with that stranger?
Come on now, you know the answer.
I know.
We teaching our kids in our society that you would want to, things are not to. First of all, you use the word stranger. Stranger alone stands out. That's not family, that's not someone you know. So therefore, you don't want to come in contact with a stranger. You don't want to socialize with a stranger. And strangers, we just don't do.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And these are facts right now. So why you gonna ask me that question now? Come on now.
No, sis. I'm gonna get to it. Right?
Okay.
So the next thing that I want to ask you, right, is did you know that there was 3,700 sex offenders in Boston, meaning Mattapan, Dorchester, Rosendale, South Boston, Roxbury, all that. 3,700, right? That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Now, do you think parents should send their kids out on Halloween to strangers' homes to get candy?
Well, it depends on how you... Okay, can you just have a seat for a second? Just have a seat right here, Jada, please. Okay, so a year and no. When I say year and no, in a sense of how are they moving when they go to these homes for their candy? So for an example, are they allowing these kids to go individually by themselves without parents? No. But if you got a parent that's walking these kids, or parents because they're doing it as a teamwork, and you got a group, for an example, 3 or 5 of them, and they walk in that direction, and they want to say, we're going to put 30 minutes on the street and allow these kids that moment, then I'll say yeah, because the kids are right there with them. You know what I mean? And the parents. But
they leave, okay, no sweat.
Yeah, but if they letting the kids at that age where they're 9 and 10, because some kids are feeling family and society days that these kids are old enough because some of them act like they're old enough to go out here in a group. No, I wouldn't think it would be a good idea. No, I wouldn't.
Now, I see what you're saying, right? So you're saying as long as they have
guardianship,
parental,
right.
Yeah, okay, no sweat. Now, this was just last year, right? There's an instance where a parent.
Wait. Can I just say something when she over there?
Oh,
so
yeah.
I found out that the dude that's been ringing around my building in the last couple of months, and she told me the one time that he did something, whether she was running the trash around the building. Keep in mind there's cameras, and she came back around and said, "Mommy, there's a guy, he rubbed me the wrong way because he did some shit like this." Okay, so that we make mental notes. Then you see him again, and then like this 4 or 5 months over a period of time, I seen him where I can tell he's not wrathful type. You get the second time, whether it was just 2 or 3 days ago, where he, nicely, whether she's going this way and going that way, and then it got ugly. Come to find out after it got ugly, find out that he was actually a registered. So when you said that, I'm like, how God works to know that I'm physically in a thing because it got physical between me and him when it came her. And these are facts. So to know that here I am and passing, not knowing where you're getting ready to take this, but to know I just had this experience less than a week ago. Facts. And not educated on how many are in the city because I knew nothing about this. This is all new to me. I hear about it, but just knowing that it's real. You understand? So go ahead, preach, brother. I just had to.
Ain't no sweat. Nah, I actually appreciate you saying that. You know what I'm saying? And the other point that I was going to get to is that even if it's not, somebody trying to physically assault or, rape your child or abuse them or something like that, there is also incidences last year alone, right, where a parent had ate candy that a child brought back from trick-or-treating, and they was both hospitalized along with the child because somebody laced the candy with meth. You see what I'm saying? So even if you get your squeeze on the candy, you know what I'm saying, and you try to feel for the razor, how you gonna identify if there's meth in the candy? Or if a child eats a weed edible or something like that. You got a 2-year-old that ate a weed edible. You know what I'm saying? And they end up being hospitalized. You see what I'm saying? So wouldn't the solution just be to keep your kids in on Halloween and teach them not to deal with strangers? Because when you send them out, regardless, when you send them out into the streets, whether you with them or not, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day, you sending a mixed message. Because in one breath we tell our children not to talk to strangers, but then the next instance, if the child, if somebody has candy, you know what I'm saying, or money or something like that, then it's okay, you know what I'm saying, to go. And then you got your parent bringing you to the door where there's candy and money at. So now mommy and daddy agree with this. You know what I'm saying? Me coming to this stranger's home and getting money or getting candy from them. You see what I'm saying? So it's sending a mixed signal to the child. You know what I mean?
All right, so what's your solution?
My solution is just don't celebrate Halloween. Well, that's the solution that's in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? It's just don't celebrate Halloween at all, and make sure that your children don't celebrate Halloween. With that, if you just keep your kids in for one day out the year, you know what I'm saying, you avoid them potentially being raped, you know what I'm saying, potentially being kidnapped, you know what I'm saying, and you know what I mean, you avoid the whole thing of them communicating with strangers. You know what I mean? Like that, and you teaching them that that's what you stand behind. You know what I mean? Because that's the example that you setting. Versus, you know what I'm saying, you telling them one thing and then now we going to a stranger's house and we going ahead and we getting this candy. You see what I'm saying?
You got a point there, but like I said, I just learned something in passing. I'm just saying.
Right, nah, ain't no
I
sweat.
appreciate you educating me right now, bro.
No sweat.
Like, and where can I get your information at if I want to look up or follow?
It's right here on the if you look
What's
on
your
flyer,
name?
My name is Macabre.
It's on here?
No, my name is not on there.
All right, I'm gonna need you to put your name. You got a pen right there,
Yeah,
right
I
on
got
there. No, like, and what is it that you use, honey? Sorry, honey.
I got you, son. If I could.
Okay, thank you.
You said you're African American, right? You know what I'm saying? You know, Africa and America is named after 2 European explorers, right? Amerigo Vespucci and Scipio Africanus. You know what I'm saying? So black people can't call themselves African and American. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't come from white people. You know what I mean? Straight like that. But why I say that, right? Is because our people, we identify ourselves by the same people that colonized us, enslaved us, you know what I mean, and did all things of that nature.
That's hard.
That's right. You know what I'm saying? So this right here, what we out here dropping, and I ask you, Buchanan, the Commanding General, Your Honor, is that if you a so-called black man, you actually come from the tribe of Judah biblically. Biblically, you're from the tribe of Judah, which would be the so-called Negroes today. You understand? And Christ was from the tribe of Judah. You know what I mean? Which means that you related to Christ. The same blood that went through Christ's veins is the same blood that run through your veins.
Okay, but back in the day, when I was born in 1964, and my birth certificate, I was in none of this.
That's right.
None of this.
That's right. You know why that
You know what I
is,
mean?
though, right?
You know what I do to this day? I say, you call me whatever you want to call me, and I send it to my birth and my blood. And I say, talk to you as a man. That's what I do. I say, you call me Jules Huggins. That's my name. As from my application,
Juice Huggins, right?
Juice Huggins.
What language is that in?
Like that.
What language is that in?
Huh?
What language is Juice Huggins?
That's my mother language. And my grandmother language.
No, the language that, yeah, right? Your grandmother and your mother spoke English, correct?
Yeah.
Right. So that's an English name, right? Juice Huggins, right? Where does the English language derive from?
I have no idea.
The English language, where does it derive from?
No idea.
From the nation of Britain.
From the nation of Britain. See
Of
that?
Britain?
Yeah, that's where English comes from. So that's their language. What was your language before before we was,
My language
colonized by
when I was 5 years old?
No, I'm saying what's our language as a people?
I have no idea.
Before it comes to that. That's what we talking about.
All right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You had your own language. You know what that language was? Hebrew. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I got you.
You know what I mean? Ain't no sweat, bro. You don't want that thing?
Nah.
Alright, no sweat. You smooth.
You know what I mean?
Alright. No sweat. No sweat.
You're blessed. Blessed.
Lord be with you, alright?
You know what I mean?
Nigga dope like a swinging sword. It's wartime, ain't no need to play. This slow ass nigga, you was never with us anyway. They say I'm gonna die for the things I say, so I went and got the Glock like you gonna roll with me today.
Right here. I-S-U-C-K.
Now hold on.